What's going on, everyone? You're welcome to your day 5, now 26 weeks of code. Yes, so I'm not quite feeling okay. Let me just skip that part. So let's just jump right in. So I don't think I'll be delaying us much today. And then, please, if you're hearing any sound from the background, blame the people making the noise and not me. So now that we've said that, let's quickly jump right in. Okay, so we are going into our tasks. Alright, so this is day 4. Alright, so this was day 4. I think the project we did was all these table forms and table and stuff like that. So today, day 5. So just as we've known, the objectives and the tasks are for us to learn, watch tutorials, read articles. So for some people, it seems learning is learning via video is how they can actually cope, and to some people it's learning via reading. So for myself, I learn via both, but most times I prefer videos, and after watching the video I'll still go back and then read. It's actually helped me a whole lot, so that if I actually watch a video, some videos they don't show whenever they make mistakes. So I already said I won't be doing things like that to cut out wherever I did mistake. So if there's any mistake we are doing the same mistake together. So when I'm trying to fix the mistake, you're fixing it also. So I won't just do cut. I will never cut my videos. The only reason I can cut videos is maybe perhaps I'm splitting it to 2 if it is too long. So we won't make this one too long. Let's continue. Sorry. Okay, so these sections are for you to work on. Oh god, why? Please let me pick this call, please. Okay, I think I should just leave the call, please, because why is it today that I'm talking about not wanting to cut my videos, that this stuff is coming up this way? Okay, so I just need to check this pause, shift, delete. So let me just quickly shift, delete, and we'll continue. Please, I need to pick this call. I'm not sure if this shift delete is working. Okay, so pardon me, I will actually have to cut out this section from this video because I really need to pick the call once the call comes in next. Thank you. Okay, so let's continue. Here we have what we're supposed to do. Everything is listed here. Project: build a basic profile card using, okay, this is project, this is for you. I'm in for the challenge. Okay, so this is the initial challenge. Alright, so this is what I'm doing. I'm supposed to do the project also, but since day 1 and day 2 already have something similar to this, you can do it yourself. Contact button, so you can do it yourself. Okay, so I'm copying this. I'm copying the challenge. Ctrl C, drop this, and then I'm right clicking on VS Code. After right clicking, I'm picking our 26 week of code by left clicking. Okay, so for this section, day 4, I'll close day 4. click on 26 week of code, open again, close. Why is it still open? It's doing it inside T4. Okay, I forgot. I'm supposed to just click on this space. Please just pardon me. I'm not in my. Don't know why I'm feeling today. So today is day 5. Okay, so it's arranged automatically. So today is day 5, and let me quickly cancel all this. This is day 5. Okay, so close, day 5. Alright, so day 5 index.html. So just as you can see, this line, since there's a line here between day 5 and before this folder, shows that I'm doing it inside this particular one. Once I close it, you can see the line is no longer there, and then the file is no longer visible. But now you can see. So I'm just going to create the style.css, and I'm going to close this index. So not to waste much of our time, Shift 1, enter, and I'm changing this. Okay, to what's the project again? Okay, blog read all news and recent articles of your choice. So in our last lesson, we've been having problems with our live server, so I hope it's working now. Okay, still not working. So let's set this. So first thing you need to do is come to this place, file, check your autosave. If your autosave is not connected, click on autosave, and if you click on autosave, it is still not working until you do something. You refresh like this, and it's still not working this way. The next thing you do is we go to settings here, then you go to settings again, or you type control comma, then you see here autosave. This autosave, open it, then you yourself click on the after delay again. When you click on after delay, press Ctrl S, then come back to your file. Let's see. Okay, or let's run a new live server. So let me run this again. Let's have something there. So for me, it is still not working, but probably for some of you, what you just need to do is just turn on the after delay for the autosave here, and I'm very sure it's going to work. After delay, focus change. So that's just it. After delay should work for you once you set your file autosave. sync these items with file. So after delete, so I want to believe, so even if it works or not, I won't let that stop me. So for you guys, probably it should be working by now. Alright, so I'm going to continue. So then let me see. Okay. What is this one? CF. So this video, I actually don't want this video to be too long, but with the way I'm doing things now, sync this extension. So I hope it works now. So launch with Microsoft Edge. And that's just it. Okay. Alright, so don't mind what I'm doing. If yours is working fine, and if it is not, you can try all these things I just did, and I hope it works for you. Okay, so let's see. Body is paste this. Don't have time to waste. So we have created a layout for a blog post. So we already have our header, blog post create. Okay, so we have a layout for a blog post right here. We need to create a layout for blog post, map, header, content area, sidebar, and footer. So if you've studied the task for today, you will have an idea or glimpse of what this stuff looks like. So without wasting much of our time, let's just begin. So I'm starting with container. So with container, and then in container, let's have our from our container, let's have our header. So I'm going to name this header story header. Then after our header, I'm going to have another div called content. Then inside my content, I forgot that we used to add comments. So the header. So normally we're supposed to have something like the header begin, the header ends, but header is actually just one line of code. So control /, then we have the content begins. Then what do we have in our content? For the content we have div what's it called, content area, CNTN area. Then let me just add content. Then another line we have something called, now let's have our sidebar. And I'm naming this sidebar. Content area. Alright, sorry. Then end of content. Then we have in our next line, the footer. So let's have the footer. Then after the footer, then we can bring in the div for the footer. Let's name this footer. And then the footer was supposed to be outside. Let me delete so that I won't confuse you guys too much by copying and cut. So the end of content, then the footer. So now I can do div dot footer. So let's check right here. Okay. Alright, so we're ready to go. So the next thing we need to do after just this short line of code, I'm going to copy this also and then paste the CSS section. Yeah, so for CSS we're using ****. So in between, enter, then I'm pasting it here. So this is how to comment in CSS, should in case you do not know how it's done. So the first thing to do, we've created this layout. Use margin padding to ensure proper spacing. So we just want to space these stuffs here. So the next thing to do is, as usual, margin. As you can see, these stuffs right here, they are not touching the edge. So but once I add margin to be 0, I don't understand what's going on. Okay, don't worry. Box sizing, border box. Alright, so I think, don't worry, it will still work. The reason why we are unable to, I don't think text are meant to follow. Okay, first let's pick this header. Where is header? No, let's start from container. Okay, then container. Okay, instead of continuing, I'm supposed to tell you why it is not responding. It's because we've not linked CSS to HTML. I discovered I was supposed to do it. My mind was just telling me that most people might not understand. That was what happened. So please, let's do it first. So this is connected. So once I refresh this, it's going to fix it. Alright, so for container mean height, I'm using mean height of 100 VH, display as flex. Alright, so that's what I'm going. There's still one more thing I need to add here, but I won't add it yet because I want you guys to notice what it does, or what it does. Yeah, what it does. So okay, this is this one's function now. Alright, the next one we're picking header. We're working on our header and footer. So dot header comma footer. So first thing first, padding. We're padding them with 20 AX, and then on the next line we're setting the background color. The background color of let's use green. Background color of green. Let's refresh this so you can be seeing it. So background color of green. Okay. Footer is not responding. Okay, dot footer rather. Dot footer. So we have something like Nigerian flag already. The green, then colors to be white. Okay, that's it. So now the reason why I left this space was for something we called flex direction. So flex is facing this place on the normal term, is aligning something from left to right or from right to left, but the default is left to right. So with flex direction, instead of flexing from left to right, I can make it flex from top to bottom. So flexing from left to right is row, flexing from top to bottom is column. So we are picking column. And when you refresh this, you have something like this already. So if this is header and this is footer should not be in the middle of the screen. Footer should be at least at the end part of the screen. So how can this be a footer and this at the middle of the screen, right? Alright, so when we get there, you will notice the changes, though I will let you know also. Okay, so the next thing to do is content. So content is a child element to container. Content is a child element to container, and container is said to hold a height of 100 VH, so that means full screen. But since what is inside is not big enough for full screen, it cannot, like, it won't be holding the full screen. It will just put everything as it's supposed to be. So now we want to set it in a way that it will be forced to obtain its full screen, and then we use something we call flex. Just flex. First of all, it won't show anything, but when you add one inside, so this one will occupy the whole space that it can give until it forces this to stay underneath. And you can see this is footer down. So flex 1 means to occupy the whole space, that as much as possible space that it can occupy. Okay, so now that we've set the flex of the content as 1, so I'm just going to change the background color. Do I need to change the background color? No, let's leave the background color. I might do something else later. Okay, so now the next thing to do is yes, we have the content area and then the sidebar staying underneath each other because of the flex direction we did. So now we're going to display again, and then set display now to what? Flex, so it stays side by side. So you see it's staying side by side now. Alright, the next thing to do again is what? Set margin for the both of them. So we're setting margin of 5px. So we want to move them away from each other. They are joining in with each other. So once we set margin of 5px, We've given it space from the top, from the left, and from down here. Alright, so now that that is done, the next thing to do is go to each of these dudes right here. So we have content area. We're styling content area first. So we have dot content area. So for content area, margin okay, 2.5 px. All right, then border radius, which I'll be setting to just 5 px. Okay, don't worry, let's not use border radius, just border 1 px solid, px solid gray, 1 px solid gray. Okay, solid gray. Okay, I think one is too tiny. This is 3px solid gray. Alright, so I think it's better now. 3px solid gray. And okay, that's it. Padding. No, we don't need padding. Text align. So set this text to center. Okay, no, let's just work with what we are seeing at the moment. So in fact, we're supposed to use flex here, but just wait, I want you guys to understand this thing. So I'm copying every details here because it's the same thing I'll be doing for what's the second one, sidebar. So for sidebar, that's it for sidebar. And so the both of them are sharing. Okay, the reason why this is bigger than this is just because of the content length. So the content length is just their difference. But now let's give them what we're supposed to give them to which is flex. So if we set flex 1 here, flex 1 and refresh this, you see this is set already. Okay, first of all, we can actually say we are done with. Let me quickly set the text align, like the header and footer to center. So header and footer. So alright, so we can actually say this is a what was it called, a layout for a blog website, a blog page, isn't it? Because this is the content area, this is the sidebar, this is header, and this is footer. But the normal sidebars that we do see on web pages aren't as big or aren't sharing the same length as the content area, isn't it? So now in this sense, content area, if we set this thing to 1 means share this thing into 2, pick one part and then pick one part. But if we add this one as 3 and then leave this one as 1, means share, let's use 2, then this one as 2 and leave this one as 1. That means share the part to 3, let content area carry 2 and then carry 1. So that means content area will be having 2 times of its size, while this one will be having 1 portion. So now let's refresh and see what it looks like, and boom, see, so we have from here to here, this is 1, from here to here, this is 2, from here to here, this is 3. So but this one alone is carrying 3 of it. So if you want to reduce it more, it's possible. I think flex ends in either 8 or 10. Perhaps we should just use this to know. So this is 3. I think 3 happens to be the best one for this project. So this is content area and this is sidebar. But let's keep increasing because we want to know where it ends. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. Remember, plus 1, that's 7. That's 8. This is 10, but this is 9. And then this is 10. This is 10. And then let's see, 11. This is 11. So that means 20. This is 20. So let's just quit playing around and just use, I think 4 is enough. So 4, we have our content area and the sidebar. So the last thing to do for the both of them is just text align, center, and then we are good to go. So thank you for joining until the end of the section. And once again, my name is Gosfavor Abrahams. I'll see you in the next tutorial.